I'll take a cure moderate. Bonus? No, not stuff.
Beyond the stars lie a web of pearls, each gemstone a miniature world unto itself. Upon these worlds interconnected our stories are told, and the fate of creation hangs in the balance. Welcome to the Titan's Gift.
Eyes of the eagle are green.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die Presents Titan's Gift campaign. This episode was previously slated as episode number 39. After looking at what has happened in the episodes and the length of our season 1, I decided that episode 37, by its cover, and last week's episode, should be the first 2 episodes of season 2. Given that we've moved on to a different book in the module series that I've been running in the background because the party hasn't really followed the module, which is perfectly fine. But this feels like you're kind of like we're starting a new arc. So this is episode 3 of season 2. Don't be confused; you did not miss the first 2 episodes of the second season. I'm your DM and host Marty, joined by 3/4 of the Seattle crew. Levi is in the middle of a move right now, but we've got Luke, Matt, and Neil. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, we're good. Marty. We're real good.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Pretty good. No complaints here.
No complaints? Any updates since last time we played? Since last we did.
Went on a spooky adventure to an abandoned insane asylum over the weekend. That was fun.
That was an awesome picture again that you took.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that was weird. Can't beat that. So it's spooky because America doesn't look after its
they're real terrifying.
And the institutions that looked after the mentally ill are no more. Is that why it was frightening?
Pretty spooky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the Canadian in me.
That is a valid criticism.
Jab there.
That is completely valid.
Yep.
Here, you guys are cured now. Back on the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happened.
Cool.
Didn't get murdered, as you can see.
Oh,
Or did that?
Or did you? What's that zipper running down the middle of your body?
Yeah, you sing like this all the time, right?
Not too much going on. I've been working on job-related stuff, and hanging out at home. One of my cats got a cold, so he's been sneezing. And I think he's getting better.
It's adorable and sad.
It is. So I've been sitting around with cats, occasionally saying, "Aw, poor little dude." I think he's getting better though. So that's nice.
I didn't know that there was a common cold for cats.
It's rooted in the herpes virus, so some sort of variant of feline herpes virus. So he got something as a kitten. And occasionally it's going to flare up, probably for the rest of his life.
And make him sneeze lots.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be a sneezy little dude.
Neil, what's up with you, man?
Did some traveling, which was nice. I got to avoid the Seattle rain for a short while and enjoyed some California sunshine. That was fun.
Cool. Where'd you go?
I went to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I've never been to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, it's a good place to retire. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Santa Barbara. I'm saying it's a good place to retire. It's a nice and relaxing little town.
Nato, how about you, Marty? How are you doing?
Went to the doctor's today, got a flu shot, did a bunch of checkup kind of stuff. The flu shot, basically I napped all afternoon, so that was kind of nice. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Kind of back to the grind after holidays, and then it was TwitchCon, and then reorg at work, and then, Thanksgiving will be the next kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, happy Canadian belated Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. Thank you.
I texted you.
Yes,
Okay.
which reminded me that it was Canadian Thanksgiving.
You're going native.
I've lived here for 12 years, man. It's on a different day, and we get 2 days off in the States versus 1 day in Canada. Which one do you think I like better?
It's a better deal. It's a good deal. We make deals.
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot, Space, that it was Canadian Thanksgiving.
Well, nice.
1 day off, it's not I don't have any days off here, but 1 day off, it's not enough time to take a big trip back to Canada, for a 3-day weekend.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
not enough time.
Plus, you'll eat so much and you'll be tired. You'll want to fly back. Won't fit in the plane.
Well, yeah. I'm just going to worry about that more than others. All right. Let's do a recap of the last 2 games, given that those were the first 2 episodes of Season 2. By its cover, the Jerks Emeritus explore Baba Yaga's library and bore a couple of magical tomes. Afterwards, they head to the Pearl Cantina to deliver the recast of remains to Thousand Bones and to collect their reward. At the Pearl, Ludo has an uncomfortable encounter with a veteran swordsman. From the Pearl, the Jerks Emeritus travel to Bostera Town using the Key of Infinite Doors. Ludo and Manny have a run-in with old rivals of the Division Mining Coalition. The party visits the Phant commune, and Zephyros speaks with Master Dombros. He arranges guides to the boneyard, where Zephyros' master's bone should be interred.
Where are they going?
The boneyard?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Is there some
Oh,
juvenile joke that
I
I
don't know anything about going to the boneyard.
Alright. Zephyros has instructions to bring his master's staff to the Albino who lives there. Pharisee explores the commune and finds a hidden, watery temple with magical fonts. Ludo meets with Yadira, a Phant healer, and learns that a plague has come to Bostera, but he didn't tell anyone. In the party, that is. Ludo and Manny use the Key of Infinite Doors with the intent of fetching the apparatus from Villa Malavella. They do not return in a timely fashion, however. In fact, they haven't returned yet. After waiting for a good part of the day, the remaining Jerks decide to go on the excursion to the Valley of the Titans without Ludo and Manny. Episode 2 of Season 2, Cactus Patch Kids. While traveling the Bostera Badlands en route to the Valley of the Titans, the Jerks Emeritus have an unfortunate run-in with some of the local sentient flora. The whole encounter started with Texaraki Cat eating baby cactus people that he found in the desert. And then these screaming mad cactus folk came wandering into your camp, only to be butchered, or I guess chopped down, clipped. What would you call?
It's aggressively pruned.
Yeah, that's
aggressive
it. Yeah.
I burned them. Come on.
Right, slash and burn. Later, they rescue a gigantic mount from feral scavengers. You rescued a desert rothe, which is a huge creature that is now, probably due to its quasi-domestication, is just following your party. Although it doesn't seem to let anyone who isn't very nimble and sneaky climb up into the howdah atop its shoulders. The howdah suggests that it was not used as a war mount. Either, I think you found evidence of medium creatures had used the howdah.
There was an Angwani explorer, essentially, that seemed to be the inhabitant.
Ezri recants stories of her friends and adventures in far-off ether pearls, and I think this is where we left off the game. You guys were camped out on the edge of the Great Parch in the Bostera Badlands. If we take a look here, that's what the Endless Parch looks like, just like a baked landscape, flat, that disappears into the haze. You guys have come out of the surrounding hillsides after passing through the prickly scrub, and are going to basically skirt the Great Parch on your way to the Valley of the Titans. You've been out in the desert for about 3 days in the prickly scrub, and then it'll be 3 days on the edge of the Parch. Oh, you guys are moving really slow, aren't you?
As fast as bark.
3 days. I think we said it would be about 10 days there, 10 days back.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So you're about 6 days out. It's 3 days to the prickly scrub, 3 days in it, and then 3 days along the edge of this. Along the edge.
I think while we're sort of licking our wounds after these fights and getting baked in the sun, the professor will crack open one of these bags of holding we seem to just chuck magical items and loot into and say, "Oh, there's a bunch of potions of healing in here. Did you know we had these?"
Well, no. I think I forgot.
Oh,
What potions are in there?
Chet comes wandered over and is looking.
Sure, moderate wounds. Sure.
Ludo spends time in that bag.
Oh, well, he seems to have forgot to steal everything. Yes, so let's see.
That makes sense.
The professor will start just, like, handing potions out to people.
Aren't you especially good with wands, Professor? They work a little bit better for you, don't they?
Yes, I've got a bit of an acuity with them.
I'll bet one of those Cure Light Wounds wands might be a worthwhile
Yes, I see.
thing for you to poke us with.
I can use that.
Yes, I think, Tech, you still have one. Looks to be running low. How about you take this fully charged one? I'll take this half-spent one. What about Dispel Magic? Seems interesting to me.
Surely should be on somebody.
Yeah, he's got one charge left in a caster level 1.
I could use it.
We have a Dispel Magic Wand. That's not going to be very useful, because it's...
I think, Professor, that you would be better with the full wand than Tech.
It shouldn't increase how much healing is leveraged, only if you resist its effects or not, I believe.
Do you cast it at the level of your power?
Only when calculating the resistance to it, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
It will matter.
Then your decisions are...
Oh, yeah, it's not your
Fine.
caster level. Although I think that I have a sneaking suspicion there is a mage's power that does the other one. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
I think there's one that builds on the one you've got. But
If
we'd
there
have to
is,
look.
I gotta find that.
Yep.
Oh, guidance wand? Is anyone interested in this?
No, that is something that Manny said he could cast.
Oh.
Also, Malbut,
Pharisee, Zephyros,
I
guidance?
can cast it
but
myself.
Malbut is now wasted.
I wonder if it will be useful to us.
I think.
Yes.
Although looking at the Dispel Magic at caster level 6, that might help.
Oh, don't
You should
forget,
take it, Professor.
don't forget that I can carry things for you, for keeping or for eating.
No, quite
Excellent,
right.
Malbut.
Quite right.
Or Macronum. In fact, Macronum, why don't you wear this pretty little necklace that we have in one of the bags?
Oh, is it for keeping or for eating?
It's for wearing around your let's call it neck.
Oh. A single eye pops out of the side of the bag. It kind of like shakes a little bit, and you notice it starts to get wet.
You're giving me something?
To wear, yes.
Oh. Makronam already has an amulet, or unless that's what
That's
you
the
stuck
one
on.
I put on him.
Oh, this makes
That
my
is
pseudo
1,000% the best use of that item.
The amulet of Mighty Fist +2.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pharisee, do you mind if I help myself to this Dispel Magic wand?
Will you use it? Or will you just sit around casting stupid illusions all the time? Actually, they've come in kind of handy, Professor.
Occasionally they are useful.
Yes, I hate to admit it, as you know, but no. Carry on, carry on.
This wand of guidance, Zephyros of Pharisee, I think one of you may be interested.
I think Pharisee might be able to take
Oh,
it.
sure, give it to me.
And then Pharisee can decide how to use
Pixel
it.
makes a noise.
Oh,
Not like we'll use it, but sure.
anyone?
Is guidance on one of your lists? You don't know? Do you have you ranks in use magic device?
I do, yeah.
Oh, which means that Pixel could
Yeah.
use it.
In fact, I think Pixel may even have a wand of guidance
Interesting.
that I gave to her earlier.
Ooh, what about potions of shield, cat's grace, resist fire, invisibility, fly, spider climb, dark vision, tongues? Any of those sound interesting to anyone? The professor will say as he, jingles a bag full of potions together.
Yes, these should be in everyone's pockets, not in that bag.
Yeah,
Says
I think potions of shield and cat's grace might become useful to tech.
Oh, yes. Tech, you don't have a shield, do you?
Tech has
A buckler?
small shield.
Oh, but this, I think, will be stronger and give you more time
Sure.
to swing at things.
Yeah, his buckler gives him a +2 to AC. The shield spell will give him +4 instead.
And immunity to magic missiles.
Yep. Nobody else needs shield. I'll just give them all 4.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or do you want one or two? You want to split them with them?
Maybe even
I might
the
split
fly
one, but
as well.
I think we're fine.
Tech can't fly.
Fly on Mr. Gat would be quite handy, I think.
And again, spider climb might be useful to him as well.
Spider climb may be useful for you, Zephyros.
I am not a queen.
I am too big to spider climb. Where will I spider climb?
I should
Can
not
you
have
imagine an elephant or a tusker
Titan's-
spider climbing a wall?
In a Titan's temple, I can imagine anything.
That is true. That is true. And then the tongues, I think, goes to Professor. Who else is going to use it as wisely as him?
Tongues is an interesting one. So
Is that a serious question?
Ezri giggles
I have
impolitely.
been down for my silver speech.
Oh,
Can I?
To match your hair.
we had a ranger in our party, I think.
Maybe Ezri could use the spider climb.
He wasn't really good at talking to people, but he always insisted.
Sounds like quite a bore. Oh, this cat's grace, Ezri, aren't you the dexterous sort?
Mm. She obviously is interested in it. Let me just check her items. She has an enhancement bonus +2. She can use it.
Alright then, just one moment. I'll say fuddling around with the potions.
Oh my god, she has so many consumables. What else now? Tongues, dark vision, spider climb, invisibility. Can anyone not turn invisible?
On their own?
I'll take the dark vision.
That sounds useful. Just one moment.
I can't turn invisible yet, says Ezri.
Yeah, but you're near invisible when you move around. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit more worried about tech. You
I'm
can't lose tech.
I am not lost.
I know where we are.
How many do you have?
Oh, 3? 1, 2, 3, yes.
One to Ezri, one to Tech. And one somewhere else.
Okay.
I think the resist fire should go to Ezri. There's always a chance that she might end up in the middle of a fireball.
That's true, and Tech actually has some resistance already.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky, she says.
Did you not almost get hit by a fireball several days back?
She's got a reflex save of +19 and evasion.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know who could use that fire resistance potion?
Who?
Malbut.
Malbut is wasted meat.
It's true, it's true. So wooden nowadays.
What was I doing with his second invisibility? Tech? Ezri?
You're the one that looks like it's going to have a hard time getting out of the way, and Ezri gives Zephyros a playful punch.
Sure,
He's the source of it, though.
but I'm the source of the fire.
If you were resistant to it, you could blow up everything around you.
I mean, I can take it. I can take one of them. I think it'll be useful.
She
Yes.
nods and hands it back to you with a smile.
Can I take it off my sheet, or will somebody else busy editing this page?
I'm doing edits on the
Okay.
potions. What did you just
Okay.
get? Resist fire?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm putting it on you right now.
Watch her regret that choice. She's like dying from being burned or something. I'm taking the potion.
Throw me the potion. Lastly, spider climb.
I think Ezri, I think she's as close to a scout as we're going to get.
Ezri, interested in this? If not, Mr. Giget seems to be quite the potion master now.
Climbs plus 12? Sure. Just put
Splendid. Yeah.
She takes it, she puts it into a bag. You do notice it goes clunk in the bag, as if there's lots of things.
She has 6 potion advantages. Oh my god, she has so many potions. Oh, well, the professor will look in. A bit more empty now. Yes, oh, a wand of magic missiles.
Anyone running low on these?
I think I have a couple of one. What level are they?
Third circle, I believe, or third.
Tier?
I've got a wand of circle 5, so I'm pretty good.
Ezri, do you... Pharisee?
Do you magic missile often?
Never.
You think you could use something like this? I've got a third one as well with some charges left.
No, I can give it a try, sure.
Splendid.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
Yes,
Some
it
of
is
the
fun.
bark are waiting in the shadows, seeing that you guys have been, you stop for a moment to divvy things.
I wonder if they have junk for us. Perhaps
Let's see.
Do we have any? There's a magnifying glass in here.
Anybody opposed to the...
Keep the magnifying glass.
Okay.
Yeah, anything optics related is probably worth quite a bit of money.
So,
Do you have any junk for us?
oh, just a moment. Checking. Professor will start rifling through his pockets. He often...
I have just the thing! Mokronon, I believe you have
something
for me for keeping.
Oh, which thing do you want?
10 vials, about
0.1 pounds worth of Gedrin samples.
Oh, yes, these are for keeping.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
Oh, what
That
is
really is
medical samples? Quite good junk medical waste.
But you kept it for a reason.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was.
Research.
I don't think it was good. Give them a couple of tinder twigs if you must.
We will take your junk.
One of them approaches. They kind of jostle each other, and one of them's brave enough to approach with his
If you
hands
do
wide open.
if you do something useful for us sometime, we'll give you more junk, better junk.
Yes, we take you to Valley of Titan and show you where Boneyard is.
That is a good reason to give some.
That is
junk.
useful, right?
And we'll keep you alive along the way. Doesn't that seem fair? Here, have...
We do have a basket of empty wallets, bags, and purses.
Have
We should
these matches.
Oh, thank you for your junk.
He does a little bow and goes running back, and they quickly divvy the. If there's more than one tinder twig, they quickly divvy them and then pack them.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll give him a couple of wallets.
All right, the one that didn't get a tinder twig is now
that-
inching towards you. You
that's
give him
at
a
home.
bunch of wallets.
Just
no,
like
that's
one.
100% at home.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's in the front closet where Matronom hangs
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Right, where he pretends to be containers.
Yeah.
I'll give him a coil of hemp rope.
Ah, good junk.
Yes, this is quality junk. Quality.
Fair enough.
This junk, my junk.
You could split it up and trade it for other junk, I suppose.
Yes. Good junk.
And they go and run and put the rope and the tinder twigs onto their giant beetles.
Ooh, seems we have a few lesser restoration
Potions in here. Oh, those seem useful. Anyone interested? I'll start handing these out.
I thought I put you on mute. Mute, damn you!
Mute her! Mute her!
All right, so you divvy up some of your stuff and you continue on your travels.
I think the potions of lesser restoration or lesser restoration stuff we should just keep in a pile to have. I'm more interested about the 10 flasks or vials of antitoxin. We should probably divvy that.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh.
Anyone want any
There's-
antitoxin?
I think everybody should just take 2 or something like that. Just have some antitoxin on them.
Seems fair enough.
Okay, you've got 2 more days in your journey through the edge of the park before reaching the last stretch towards the Valley of the Titans. During those 2 days, you divvy up some of your gear and make sure that things are in the right spot. The Desert Rothe is still a little bit injured. There are still some injuries on your character sheets. We kind of established that there are 2 characters that are exposed to the heat. Who doesn't have natural resistances?
Right. Pharisee doesn't have natural resistances.
Okay. And the professor, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. So the 2 of you basically...
I can prepare endure elements for both of you.
Oh,
if you do that, they won't be wandering around with some non-lethal damage due to heat exposure.
That
Okay.
would be very nice.
So Zephyros goes ahead and does that.
You guys are in the summer month in probably one of the warmer places in the Great Wheel.
Thank you, Zephyros. This is not my season.
It is not Zephyros' season either. I also have an endure elements on me.
Okay. If Pixel stays hidden on Pharisee's person, she doesn't need to make rolls, and Makanam just buries himself into Zephyros' backpack. You do have a Desert Rothe that's sort of following you. If you continue to feed it water, to give it water, it does continue following your band. 2 more days is 2 more checks from Tech to see if he can try to not really train it, but more like befriend it.
All right. Yeah. That sounds good. With a handle animal?
With a handle animal, you could also apply. You could also use his wild empathy if that is higher.
I think it is. He doesn't actually have handle animals. Not trained.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll definitely keep giving it water.
All right.
That seems like an easy thing to do, and it's money.
Pharisee is able to create water at will.
Yep.
Yeah, it drinks up any muddy puddles you create for it, and just seems to dumbly follow you along. The thing is big; it is thousands of pounds. It's on the scale of like a common elephant in size. Big, shaggy. It's a bit smelly. Sniffs at things. It obviously has scent, or a greater sense of scent than most humanoids. Give me a handle animal from Tech.
It's D20 plus charisma. Let's see what Tech's charisma looks like.
I'll help him by casting auditory hallucination and making whatever check's trying to get it to do. I'll have his master's voice say it along with it.
His charisma is -2.
Is there a will save on the auditory hallucination?
There is.
Okay. I've got the stats for the Desert Rothe under Beasts and Mounts in your character sheets. It has a +5 to its will save. It rolls a 21 total one day, and on the next day it rolls an 11.
That won't be enough. 22 is the DC.
Okay. Given that it's hearing its master's voice, I'm going to give Tech a +4 to the roll, +2 for the water that you're providing. It's for a total of +6.
All right, so I'm going to make 2 of these rolls. 15 and 14.
Okay.
Essentially wild empathy.
15. Tech is at the point where he can ride in the howdah and steer it around. However, he's doubtful that the thing is useful in combat.
Yeah, okay. That seems fair.
The howdah is big enough for, in combat squares, 4 medium-sized or small creatures, or 1 large creature.
Okay.
So I don't know if any of you are taken to riding into the big yak thing.
If it will let me ride in it,
Yes, Tech can now make it like do stuff. He can give it commands. It stops. It knows how to kneel down. He can command where to make it go. It's just he's made several remarks that this beast is not for combat.
Yes, well, it's good for riding at the moment.
I'll certainly fly up and ride.
Okay, yeah, fair say. Yeah, there's no danger with you flying into the howdah.
And then I'll just kind of keep watch. It's a higher point to keep watch.
Yep.
I'm wearing my
Ezri climbs
glasses.
and will help the professor climb up into the howdah so that he can abandon his ridiculous wheelbarrow, unseen servant, and floating disc contraption.
I am loath to abandon the wheelbarrow.
Before we arrive,
Yep.
I think that we should switch and ride into this special place
Yes.
with Zephyros in this
Oh,
position.
certainly. Is there room to secure my wheelbarrow on it?
Yeah, the howdah, you can hang the wheelbarrow off of it. The creature is a huge creature with a 30 strength. It has a ridiculous weight limit.
I will
Is
do
there a
that.
reason why you're saying I should do it?
I will definitely keep this.
Wheelbarrow?
Yes.
I don't know where the token for the wheelbarrow went.
I think it was way back in town was the last I remember seeing it.
Okay. I'm now on the Valley of the Titans map. Let me see if I can find the wheelbarrow.
Barra.
Alright, we can grab that if we need it. I don't see it on the map.
It's critical for immersion!
Right. It is now on the Desert Rothe. You should probably keep track of what's on the Desert Rothe. Like those items, feel free to edit the sheet. I don't know if you named the thing yet or not, but Tech is basically acting as its master. 15 meant that the DC was 15. It is a domesticated pack animal. Like it's received.
Nice.
Some training and tricks, whereas it doesn't have others.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Tech over time could, however, teach it with handle animal tricks, additional tricks. You are now 10 days into your journey. You arrive in middle of the day to a beautiful scene. Overlooking a massive valley filled with rocky outcroppings, mountainous buttes, and other rock formations.
What a beauty.
Delightful.
The Vark just sort of stop while riding their beetle, and everyone takes a moment to take the beautiful sight in. There is a warm desert air that's kind of moving through the valley. The sun is bright in the sky. The sky is blue. Well, not perfectly blue. There is sort of a haze to it. The large butte in the back does have a little bit of smoke rolling out of it.
Nice, okay.
It looks less like camp smoke and looks like smoke from like a fire. It not like a campfire, but like a considerable amount of smoke that has been trailing off for a long time and kind of hazing into the air. The Vark, they've carefully gotten off their beetles, and you notice a couple of them looking around. A few of them are looking at the sky, while others are looking down into the valley itself.
We are here.
What are they looking for?
They seem to be scanning. You could ask them.
Yeah, so Zephyros asks them in Vark what's
Okay.
going on.
Valley of Titans. Very, very dangerous.
Dangerous how?
Many creatures come here.
Large creatures, I assume?
Yes, and dangerous ones.
Do you speak Vark?
Yeah, the Varks are all like...
Vark, 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 vark.
Vark, Vark, Vark,
One of them
Vark.
wanders over when you said Vark a bunch of times, and... Vark? Yeah, their language is very contextual, as they use Vark for nouns and verbs interchangeably with the actual words themselves. They describe great beasts, great loud birds that fly around in this area. They also say other beasts roam the valley floor. We must be careful here.
Zephyros, I have endure elements too, so one of those you wouldn't have had to prepare for me.
One of the Varks points and...
Look, Vark.
They point way off in the distance, and you can see a herd of grazing desert rothe. These definitely do not look domesticated, they look wild.
Ah. Fantastic. I think we may want to avoid those unless that's where our friends are.
You are looking for boneyard.
Yes.
Yes,
Do
we
you
are.
see these two rock faces?
Yes.
Yes.
Walk in middle. You find lots of bones. Albino live in cave there.
Oh,
Big bone vault. They
How
keep
do
all the bone junk there.
And how
Like a
do we
big
go from
bone,
where
don't
we
you?
are now to there safely?
There is trail.
And they point kind of like down here. There's sort of a rocky trail that leads down. You doubt you're going to be able to navigate your desert rothe down that trail. You might be able to, but it'll require some expertise in navigating the mountain.
Do we need to travel by night for it to be safe, or can we go anytime?
Big birds have bad eyesight.
So nighttime would be much better, right?
well, what's out at night?
Mm,
Oh, yeah, I don't speak Vark. Never mind.
Zephyros translates and says to
Yeah.
say what's going on.
hyenas, other things. We are not going down there. We're going to stay here. We brought you as far as we can. We will wait here and scrub.
There are some bushes and things to...
Will
Okay.
you watch this rothe? Are there things for it to eat here?
Yes.
You do see that the valley is somewhat green. It must receive some rain.
All right.
Many of buttes, dangerous. Things live in them. This is busy place.
We will bring you back some junk in return for watching this beast.
Yes, we watch beast. Be careful, there are lions.
Lions and hyenas and flying birds.
Oh my.
Or I
Great flying birds.
Yes.
I'm
Yithrak.
feeling this is
They are
going
called
to be
Yithrak.
interesting.
Ithrak. Interesting. Shall we wait for the night then?
Yeah,
How far of a journey do you think that is?
we'll stick out in the night carrying the lights. Most of us can't see in the dark.
You want
Is there a moon?
I think we are better served searching the sky and avoiding the flying birds than we are trying to travel at night when nocturnal predators are out.
That is a good point.
Possible, yes.
Hey, you see where you're going?
Yes.
You-
we can
you
see
go
where
now.
Go now, eh? Shall we?
Shall we power up?
I think we shall.
It'll take like an hour to walk down there, maybe, says Ezri.
I will
To the,
pass.
to the floor and then
Yeah.
further to the.
I would say half an hour to climb down, depending on how quickly you are good at climbing.
Yes, well, I
Alright.
can't be going about unclad, I'll say, as I cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll cast Mage Armor on myself then too. Are we talking about an hour to get to the valley?
Yeah, probably half an
Whereabouts?
hour to climb down, and then another half an hour walk to get to that spot down in the valley.
Okay. Yeah.
I found the wheelbarrow.
This is an iconic place. There's a gravitas to the wonders of the heights of these buttes and rock faces. There's a sense of great age and importance to it. Pharisee, there could be a confluence of ley lines here. Like you're getting a very strong. Sometimes the ley lines you'll get tingles. This one seems to be like a low thrumming drum. Like there is some magical force that is strong here.
Oh, this is a wonderful place of power.
To Zephyros, this place is a revered place. The Valley of the Titans and the Boneyard. You actually know the proper name of the Boneyard. It's called the Ossuary Vault. This is where your people have been buried for probably as long as your people have been people.
Okay. And this is right here in the boneyard.
Yeah, so this is between these two mountain faces. The Vark are telling you just walk through the towers, and you'll find the boneyard.
Okay.
Go behind the yak and make sure the Vark aren't looking. Have the hand pop out.
Professor, you've never been brave enough to wander out here alone, but you know that there have been peoples upon peoples that have come to this place. The artifacts might just be littering the ground.
As I finish casting Invisible Familiar on the
crawling
hand,
claw, yeah.
I will perhaps for the
Crawling claw
first.
kind of crawls up to your shoulder, gives you a thumbs up when you do that, and then crawls back along your leg and just
Perhaps
like a person.
For the first time, I'll notice that we're actually here. Oh, well, look at that. Ooh, many years I tried to reach this place, I'll say, stepping forward. Thought I'd never see it, actually. It is quite the sight.
Okay.
First time I felt like some of the power of nature, the primal sort of powers are back.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned about all the dangers that we're going to face going down here. I'm thinking of keeping a rope trick prepared for us so that if something happens, we can just scoot into it and hide.
That seems reasonably wise.
Not a bad idea at all, I'd say.
I have our very special rope as well.
Oh,
Yes.
Sounds prudent to me, says Ezri, bored with standing around. She starts hopping down.
Yeah, that sounds like a fine plan.
You could either climb or you could kind of like jump from rock to rock. It's kind of scrambling down. There's an obvious path. The Rothe, while you're not really familiar with the creatures, you don't know how nimble they are.
how sheer of a drop is it?
You are, if you kind of just went jutting out and down, is probably from this spot here, maybe 800 to 1,000 feet down.
Can you make it fall slowly if it falls?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking I don't want to walk down this thing. Perhaps I'll meet you at the bottom.
It would be impressive to have Zephyros arrive at this sacred place atop a sturdy mount.
Yes.
Could you perhaps cast fly on that thing and fly down there? That would make quite
The impression on your kinsfolk?
It's quite large and stupid.
I don't have fly prepared, unfortunately.
No.
But I can use my once per day to cast a fly if we need to.
Okay, the Vark have moved over to the brush. They have gotten off their giant beetles. While they're feeding the giant beetles what looks like a combination of like rotten flesh and dung, they are also covering the beetles with all sorts of dried twigs and branches from nearby, almost like they're trying to camouflage the beetles.
Stashing the beetles in the brush. Tech, you think you could fly this thing down there if we got it going for you?
This thing is not trained for that.
Ooh, how do you think it'll react if we gave it a little encouragement?
Do not know.
Mine's panic.
Might be an interesting sight,
It does sound like a fun experiment to me.
but interesting to everybody except the poor creature.
If we take a large amount of time, we might be able to make it down carefully. I think we should just leave it up here.
Ooh,
Let it graze with the Vark.
I think so too.
Just thinking on a spectacular entrance. Do you have a feather fall prepared? I know we have a ring or two around here that does the trick.
I do not have a feather fall prepared.
Are you wizards
I'm not
coming?
sure.
Ezri says she's...
Yes, we'll be there in a moment.
I'll fly down a little ways ahead of her and lounge against the side of a rock.
Yep.
Also, feather fall
Pixels cut
is round, right?
Yes, but
So
The tech
You could wait till the
on all sixes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Do not get too far ahead, my queen.
interesting discussion, interesting thought you have there, Professor, because feather fall is rounds. How many rounds do you think it's going to take to fall 1,000 feet?
Well, it's about 120 every 6 seconds. Is that what it is? 120 per round?
You should probably look up your spell.
No, fall speed. Just generic fall speed.
Oh, fall speed? It would take you a couple of seconds to reach the bottom of 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
rounds
6?
would actually do.
More than 6 seconds?
Featherfall, though, falls at a specific rate.
Featherfall, I think, reduces your speed to 60 feet per round.
I think that's true.
Right. Which means you're going to hit the bottom pretty fast still.
You're going to have to base jump and then time your featherfall.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I was thinking. You could wait until you're about to hit the ground, pop the feather fall,
Yes.
and land at a reason.
If you have a ring, you can just jump off and it'll constantly featherfall you, I think.
Yes, we have some rings. I don't know what happened to them.
They might be at Villa Melabel.
They're all on Ludo.
No,
Wait.
people have them on.
So it looks like 3 of them have started the journey down. Ezri, Tech, and Pharisee fluttering down every few moments. Tech, with his massive leaps, are able to bound down to keep up with Pharisee. Ezri seems to be a nimble climber.
Zephyros says, let's just leave the animal here, and he starts making his way down.
Okay. Zephyros, are you using acrobatics to jump down, or are you using climb?
I am using climb, I think. I just want to see if I have any ranks in it.
And if I haven't already, you can divide your acrobatics into 2. Here, I'll do it for Zephyros for what I mean. Acrobatics jumping uses your strength score instead of your
So I don't have climb, but I can use acrobatics. I've got +2 in acrobatics.
yeah. So it uses your strength instead of your dex. It's a house rule that we did. So you'd have a +6.
So if I... Oh, you mean just for this, not just in...
On acrobatics to jump? Or
Yeah, acrobatics to jump.
I've even got him at a 7 for some reason. But, yeah.
For Zephyros,
Mm-hmm.
he's got a 22 strength. 28 plus 5, 22 is +6. Would you get 15? Or yeah, give me your acrobatics check. This is
So it's +6, right?
yep.
He's got he's got that belt though
24.
that gives a +2 strength.
But has that not been calculated into his?
Nope.
Okay. And
What do you mean?
plus 2.
Did I get a new item?
Yeah, you've got an item on your character sheet that gives you a plus 2 strength and a plus 2 con.
Is it a new item or something?
Must have been new.
We must have given it to you at some point while you were
Belt
of
of physical might. So under enhancement, I'm going to add plus 2.
Thank you.
Belt, and under con, if you can add that up, your strength is going to affect your attacks, your CMB and CMD.
Yeah, I have to recalculate all of that.
Yeah, and then your con will impact your hit points, which I will do just so that there's no math error. Hit points, con mod times level, instead of 12, it will be another 1 per level, so 18, which is another 6, so you've got 81 hit points.
Did you already modify my strength and con in my sheet itself? Looks like it. Yeah, you did. No, you didn't. My con should become total.
Yeah, I just added it to the enhancement column.
Yeah,
Great.
Oh, you just added it to the enhancement? You didn't add it to modifier as well?
No.
Okay. I'm updating the modifiers.
24, yeah, you are able to, you forgot about your belt and you're like, this is actually pretty easy. And it's, instead of climbing down, he's actually just going from one flat rock to the other and sort of scrambling and sort of jumping and scrambling down. And he's able to make it all the way to the bottom after a good 20 minutes of jumping. Professor, how are you getting down?
I'll find a good spot to jump off of and feather fall with a spell, time it so that I don't squish on the ground.
Okay, how many feather falls do you have?
I have one. I could, as a quick action, spell recall it and cast it again.
Got it. All right, so the first jump, I'm going to give you an acrobatics check as you're like trying to like jump out, because the further out you get, the further down you'll be able to fall.
Where's my acrobatic?
Because you could, this could go poorly.
It's really good. What's the DC?
20. So the further out, the further.
Dirty 20.
All right, so dirty 20. You actually do a really good jump, and you're like, oh, that's a lot of ground.
We can do this, Henry!
And then eventually cast your feather fall.
I'm flying!
And you land about 75% of the way down.
It's plus 2 to the stat, not plus 2 to the modifier. So your con goes to 16, which is plus 3. Your strength goes to 24, which is plus 7.
Yeah, these are bonuses to the stat, not bonuses to the mod. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The classic show. Yes, I will spell recall Featherfall in case I decide to jump off any other buildings. And I will dust myself off and I will
Okay, you
turn
still
to
have
the
about 25% of the way. This looks like you're either climbing or hopping down again, bit by bit.
Is there a way for me to jump again?
You could attempt to run out and jump again.
Well, Henry, it worked the first time. Let's see if it works again. Here we go! Ha-ha! 6, not 1.
Okay, you end up kind of scraping your knee. Give me a 100 feet. We'll say you end up kind of scraping your knee along the side, and you bounce off of one of them before you get your feather fall off. You do take 14 damage from your little from your little gaff.
Oh, that hurts.
You got a really badly skinned knee, and you bumped your head a little bit. You managed to feather fall not so gracefully to the bottom as everyone reaches
What took you so long?
the cavern floor. He says when he was the last one. Well, actually, no. Zephyros is still kind of hopping down and sliding down the trail.
Spell recall.
Trying to look all majestic and Tuscarious.
I'll spell recall.
Featherfall again in case I need it, and look to heal myself with
Are you okay? Says Ezri.
Oh, Yes, nothing that magic won't fix, I'm sure. Just a moment around somewhere.
You are weak.
Oh, it is all an act. I lure my prey in with a false sense of dominance.
Predators will smell your blood.
Ah, yes. It is delicious, luring them closer. Ooh, he's easy prey, they'll think. We can get him in a heartbeat. Ooh, and they're all dead now, Tech.
If Manny were here, he would trip you just to make a point.
Yes, well, he's not, so I do the tripping myself today, it seems.
It's a good point.
This is not an efficient way to get to our destination.
Yes, well.
But is it a dumb way to get to our destination?
Yes.
All right then. Carry on.
Off we
Jerks.
go.
I will attempt to hit myself with a cure light wounds.
Wand?
Yeah.
Okay. UMD of 20 as you pull out a wand.
And my UMD, don't let me down, UMD.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No progress?
Does it use a charge?
It does not.
Yeah, I will attempt it again. Come on, damn thing. Ah, there we are.
That time it works. You could take 5 out of combat, or you could roll.
Roll.
1d8 plus 1.
7. I'll attempt to do it to myself again.
Okay. So you're using your wand. Are you guys...
Oh, damn it.
Okay, so the professor is trying to heal
I'll take
himself while the
5
rest of
on
you are
the
having a
second
look. You see a humanoid form kind of shuffling along this confluence of trails in the middle of the valley.
It looks like a large, hunched over man.
Man or woman in long, dirty robes. That's about all you can make out from here. They've got a bushel of sticks on their back. Why not? And they seem to be wandering from this direction to this direction. They paused for a moment.
But that's a long way from where we are, right?
Yeah, it's just from your height, you can see down to the valley, and you can see this
They're
slow
going
meander.
across the valley, not from the boneyard. Interesting.
There's a queer trick of the light here. It almost seems as that path ascends to the heavens, like a stairway of sorts.
We should keep an eye on them, see where they come from, where they go to.
And which paths they follow.
There may be a coven of hags in this valley.
That could be a hag, right?
Sure.
Hags
Hags
bad?
carry sticks.
Yeah, some of them are alright, honestly.
Oh, if it's a hag, apart from its coven, that's probably the best way to catch them.
Ezri smiles. We're catching hags.
If we get the chance.
But not intentionally today.
No, it's
You also see really far off in the distance, kind of like flying around this butte, way off here,
This big, like pterodactyl-looking thing.
Okay.
It's got a long snout. I'm gonna put down a token, but it's the.
It's far off.
Yeah, bird-like predator beast.
I'm just gonna go check somebody left the door open, I think.
Judging by the distance and the size, you're guessing that this creature is huge.
And that's kind of how you see it from the distance. It's just lazily guiding, like flying along the breeze and circling for whatever reason that butte.
Seems it's interested over there. Perhaps a nest
And
or
there's-
prey.
There's a herd of Rothae that are grazing peacefully.
Yeah, shall we be onto it? Don't we have someone to meet? Some bones to inter?
And then there's the humanoid who's stopped for a moment and seems to have dropped the bag of sticks and has a long stick in its hand and it's poking at the intersection.
Oh boy. Hello, over there. I'll say not loud enough for them to
Quite
really
far
hear.
off.
Yep.
Probably can't see me.
Just let's go up at a normal rate.
If I roll a 20. Oh!
20.